Right now on Up with KREM, the inland Northwest is waking up to decreased air quality this morning. Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo is out in the field to show you live conditions.
And visibility and air quality are closely correlated. Early on this morning, you can hardly see downtown from Cliff Drive. I'm going to let you know what that means as we get ready to head out the door.
Today is the last day to submit your ballot in the Spokane County election, where you can drop off yours today.
Hospitals in our area are the latest to add vaccine requirements.
If you don't take all those measures, masking and distancing and vaccination, this is going to sound quite morbid, but you will get COVID.
We are talking about their efforts to keep COVID numbers from rising even more.
Up with KREM begins now.
Hi there, welcome to Up with KREM. If you're just joining us, we have a special announcement this morning. Channing Curtis is our new co-anchor of Up with KREM. Channing, we are so glad to have you here on the show. Tell us a little bit about ourselves if our viewers are just tuning in. What do you want them to know?
Oh man, so I am born and raised in Texas, but I've kind of lived all over the place. I lived far northeast in Boston for a few years, lived out in West Texas for a few years, and now I am so happy to call the inland Northwest home.
Oh, and we're so glad to have you here with us, and we want you to send in your recommendations.
Yes, please.
Whether it be food. Channing is a foodie,
yes,
but she's also very adventurous, and she's looking forward to checking out the great outdoors. So send your recommendations to us, 509-448-2000, and we'll talk about it throughout the week, because we're going to get to know Channing all week. You're in the hot seat.
Absolutely. I'll take it. That's fine.
All right, let's get to our big story, though, this morning. Smoke from wildfires in our area means air quality in the inland Northwest stays in the unhealthy range this morning.
Now, you can see right there on your screen, the red surrounds Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, and it doesn't even reach orange areas until the Lewiston area.
This is why we have our team spread out across the inland Northwest this morning. We have Nicole Hernandez in Idaho, and she's traveling around this morning to let us know what it looks like in the Gem State.
Now, we've also sent our meteorologist Jeremy Legoo out to brave the smoke. He'll be right here in Spokane giving us the forecast. Now, Jeremy, how is the smoke affecting our weather this morning?
Channing, a few things as we start things out. I've gotten to know you for a while, so hey, welcome, but you know, unofficially we're already friends, so that's cool. But you are so great on camera. You've said so many things or tossed a break or teased upcoming things, and I've gone, oh, I could have done that all along. I didn't even know that. So, hey, thanks for already teaching me things, and I've just been out of the studio all morning. But it's now time for me to teach you some things. And you asked how the smoke's affecting our weather today, and it's playing a big role in this morning's temperatures. I mean, when you're going through the smoke with that sunlight, it takes a while to warm us up. Most of the smoke settles down closer to the ground because of gravity. Gravity is a great thing. It keeps me on the ground as well, but it pulls the smoke closer to ground. So unfortunately, we wind up breathing that smoke easily because it's all just right here on the ground. But as the sun comes up, it has to shine through more of that smoke when it's at a lower angle. So it takes longer to warm us up. Not until the sun gets up higher than most of that smoke do you wind up feeling the warmth of it. So it takes us longer to warm up, but we will still hit some of those warmer temperatures. It also adds a little bit more moisture to the atmosphere. It traps a little bit of those water molecules in the air, so you wind up being a little more humid. But either way, let's get you out the door with what to expect. Right now, temperatures are on the rise. We are near 70 degrees here in Spokane, and that warmth is going to continue as we head through the day. All around the inland Northwest, though, temperatures are starting out cooler than they will for the next couple of days. 50s and 60s in a few locations, but expect our temperatures to rise throughout the day. And when it comes to air quality, unfortunately, it is unhealthy. An AQI of 186 this morning means that it is unhealthy for all of us to be outside. And you're going, hey, you're outside right now, but I'm splitting time between running out to the camera, quickly getting ready and talking to you, and going back to the car where we have an air filter in place so I can get out of some of this air. We're also heating up. Temperatures are going to climb, and they're going to climb quite quickly today. We are going to be up in the upper 90s later on, but it doesn't really occur until the sun gets up above some of that smoke. So here we go. Here's how it happens. Temperatures climb as the sun climbs, so once it gets up above the smoke, we'll quickly climb to the 90s and then the upper 90s later on today. I've talked about what it's like here in Spokane, but when visibility is down below 3 miles, that's when it's unhealthy for all of us. And Nicole, what's it looking like over in North Idaho? Because I know the air quality is unhealthy there, but hey, it always helps to have someone on the ground.
Yeah, Jeremy, really no blue skies here, unfortunately, in Coeur d'Alene over in North Idaho. You can see the sun coming from this direction here, but such soft light being diffused by that smoke in the air. It otherwise would be very bright out this morning. No clouds in the sky, but of course that smoke is just blocking all that sunlight. And you can really see just how thick the smoke is when you take a look at this view here out over Lake Coeur d'Alene. So just take a look at how little you can see across the lake here. It's quite shocking at how little visibility we have across the lake. Even just looking out towards the dock that's close to us, even the dock looks slightly hazy. And then just beyond the dock, normally you can see those hills, see more of the lake. You can see absolutely none of that this morning. Even those closer hills, you can just barely see their outline as we look more towards the right here. So definitely a very interesting morning, but just try to stay out of definitely try to stay out of this area for now. Try to avoid being outside. You will start feeling the effects, that sore throat, runny nose, the headache. So just be careful. If you can avoid it, go ahead and stay outside. Funny enough, we were able to speak with a diving team that went out this morning, and they were saying they probably have the best air quality that they're breathing in underwater compared to everyone else outside right now. But for now, I'll send things back to you guys.
So we know this is a lot of information, so we've made it easy for you so you know what's closed because of the air quality and how much longer the smoke could linger. Just text the word AIR to 509-448-2000. We'll send a link right to your phone.
Well, today, Spokane County voters will start to choose candidates for local political offices during Washington State's 2021 primary election.
That's right, and there are a handful of key races up for a vote. So let's break down what you will see on the ballot. Spokane City Council District 1 and 3 seats are up for grabs. Voters will also choose Spokane Public Schools Board of Directors position 3 and 4.
Spokane Valley City Council positions 4, 5, and 7 are also on the ballot, along with Central Valley School District Board of Directors position 5. Now, voters have until 8 o'clock tonight to deposit your ballot in an official drop box. The primary election narrows down races to the top 2 candidates for the November general election. Races with more than 2 candidates will see some candidates eliminated in this election.
For more information on the primary election, just text the word election to 509-448-2000. We'll send a link right to your phone. The time now is 7:08 on the dot. It's time for your morning rush. More news in less time.
Now we start now with an update to a story first brought to you yesterday on Up with KREM. Police arrested a suspect involved in the shooting outside the Star Restaurant and Lounge. 38-year-old Ivan Lopez Gutierrez has been arrested for second-degree murder after one person died from the shooting. A preliminary investigation indicates the suspect and the victim knew each other. The investigation remains active, but authorities are not looking for any other suspects.
The suspect in the Airway Heights shooting spoke with KREM on Monday from the Spokane County jailhouse. Carter avoided answering questions about whether he was guilty of attempted murder charges against him, but he was emotional when talking about his wife and her daughter.
At one time, I was the opposite of those who hurt her before. The family, her, the kids, they loved me because I was different. Because I treated them different. But now, I'm just like the ones who hurt before.
During the conversation, he urged the public to not be quick to judge and shared his concerns with mental health resources, saying they were not made available to him when he sought them out.
The suspect in Saturday night's deadly downtown shooting made his first appearance in court yesterday. Michael Lee is being held on a $1 million bond. Now, Lee is being charged with second-degree murder after allegedly killing Jacoby Ford. New court documents reveal Lee sent messages threatening to shoot and kill Ford, as Ford was dating a woman that Lee had a child with. Court documents also state that a Spokane police officer found a gun in a parking lot where Lee had fled. Second-degree murder is a Class A felony in Washington, so if convicted, Lee could face life in prison.
Kaiser Permanente and Multicare will require all of their employees to get a COVID vaccine. The announcement comes just hours after the Washington State Hospital Association says it supports mandatory vaccinations for healthcare workers on Monday. With nurses and doctors on the front lines, the Delta variant is proving more contagious and is already testing the capacity of hospitals across the state.
This Delta variant is so transmissible, so infectious that if you are not vaccinated, if you don't take all those measures, masking and distancing and vaccination, this is going to sound quite morbid, but you will get COVID.
Hospitalizations across Washington have spiked just in the last month. More than 680 people were hospitalized with a COVID-like illness within a 2-week span at the end of July.
Drivers can expect delays through today near the Geiger and Grove intersection north of I-90. WashDOT is moving into its final phase of construction on the third and final roundabout. Now, this is part of an overall Geiger interchange improvements project. 2 of the 3 new roundabouts in the project are already complete.
That's your Morning Rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media.
Wildfires continue to burn throughout our area. After the break, we'll talk about evacuations still in place.
Also, coming up in our next half hour of the show, we first told you about this story on Monday. It was shocking video you see here. Now PETA is starting to investigate the situation.
And we're going to take you outside and talk wildfire smoke around the inland northwest and what that means as we head through the day. I'll have your air quality and when we'll finally get some clear skies returning.